Although, back to our subject at hand, Christopher Ward. Christopher Ward is pretty much the only brand I bought new watches, and it was only when they were on the sale. But if I were to look back into the log, if I said I'd owned 40 Christopher Wards over the years, I'd be low. It easily has to be 50, because I flipped most of them, partly because of desire, partly because I had to. At one point I needed the money. Yeah, I went a little Richter, as I said. I still own several. I think 6 or 7-ish, which is way too many. I should divest more from the brand and just keep the ones that I really, really want. But I have some unique ones. This one is not terribly unique, other than it's the Mark 1, and these are going up in price because the Mark 1 logo is generally regarded as the best. I actually bought this to hold it for a friend who was wanting to gift it to his stepdad. And by the time it come in, I had it, he wasn't interested. I was like, no big deal, bro. I can hold on to it. And it's my knockaround watch. Like, nice one. Like, I wouldn't mow the lawn with it. But if it's summertime and I'm going out and I don't want to wear something super nice or whatever, I'll put this watch on. Wears a little big on me, if I'm being honest. Like I said, I had some medical weight loss a couple years ago. My left wrist is 6.5. My right wrist is 6 3/4. Makes no sense. But they're 38s, and I have a 38 GMT, which I love. It's a little bit small. This one's too big, that one's too small. 40 would be rad, but the 40 only comes with the new logo, so I'm torn. But this one, gosh, I would own this. I would give this a rating of being around about the same quality build structure as Steinhardt, maybe a little better. I own a handful of Steinhardts too. They make a good product. I want to see them branch out in their own design language a little bit, though. The same could be told for this one, but this handset is completely unique. And there's a bunch of these out there. They had at the time, back in 2012-ish, they had a very robust active forum for Christopher Ward, and they would contract with C-Dub to do forum edition onlys. They would design it, and with Christopher Ward's inputs or whatever, they'd make a run of 100 watches just for the forum. And those forum watches, they eventually ended up on eBay as well, or in the forum, and I ended up with their blue one, which was a very, very unique shade of blue that did not appear anywhere else in the line. And it remains my favorite blue watch to this day. I bought it, sold it. Dummy, should have kept it. Rebought it, so it's still in the collection. It is the most beautiful shade of blue on a watch, and I love me some Omega blue, as you well know. Let's see what else. Then there's the C600 line, murdered out, all black, with zombie green hands. And they made 3 of those. They made black and blue, black and gold, black and green. I actually owned the black and gold, sold it to a buddy, a viewer of the channel, Alex. Hope you're still enjoying that watch, brother. And this one I bought with the Mark II logo, and during the purge, flipped it, bought it back with the Mark I logo. I'm so glad, because I always wanted the Mark I for the C600. 600 meters water resistance. And I hacked this watch. Well, I shouldn't say hacked. This watch never came on a bracelet. It came on one of their rubber dive straps, which I didn't care for. And at the time, I think it was 2016, 2017, they had released a couple titanium watches in the C600 line. And because they're using the exact same case, I went and I talked to my back office contact and said, hey, can you get me a black titanium bracelet? And she's like, sure. And because of the brushing on the black titanium bracelet, it matched the brushing on the C600 case perfectly. Like they were made for one another. And there's no... Usually if you combine a titanium watch with a steel bracelet or vice versa, whatever, it doesn't look right. Because the C600 is steel, the bracelet's titanium, but the brushing, one-to-one, awesome, and it's super light. I felt so smart about that. And I had that bracelet on the watch when I sold it. So when I got the second one in, back to the back office, hey, can I get another one of those bracelets? She's like, sure. And so we did it. There's a couple other rare birds I kept. The Makyra, C11 Makyra, which is it's the heaviest of the Chevys. That's a major dive watch. Like if I was doing Navy SEAL diving, I'd probably want the Makyra. That watch is pretty cool. The C7 Bluebird that commemorates the land speed record. Can't remember the fellow's name, but it's embossed on the back. That Bluebird, it's a quartz piece, quartz chrono, unique shade of blue, looks amazing on a tan strap. That's like my summer. Like if I was attending a car race in Italy in the summer, that is definitely the watch I would wear. Let's see, what else is in the collection? Oh, there's a Christopher Ward in my mother's collection, one of their ladies' watches. I need some emotional distance from losing her before I can do that collection review, but she's got a C-dub. Oh, the C70 line. Basically the same case as the C7, but the C70s were historic race car and racing event related watches, and there's 4 or 5 of them. There's a red, there's a yellow, there's a Cunningham stripe blue and white, which I'm currently chasing on eBay. Who knows, maybe I'll close that deal by the time this video comes out. And then there's a smattering of green ones. Just missed out on one of those today. It's the Pt.2 one. I'd owned it. That was one of the ones I bought new on discount. I shouldn't have sold it. It's a cool looking watch, especially since it's in the color scheme of my Mustang. Can't believe I sold it. So I periodically try to rebuy that one. I don't know why I sold it. It's a great little piece. I don't know, you can't own all the watches in the world, right? If you're not wearing them enough, they're just sitting in a safety deposit box somewhere. But yeah, I'm probably going to buy that Cunningham stripe one. Even though I don't have any connection to the Shelby pin or whatever that one's from, like any personal affinity for it. It's just cool. You know, sometimes it's a little overpriced for what it is, and I'd owned it years ago and sold it. Although that one had a dent, so I never really bonded with that one. I got it at a discount because it had a dent and I flipped it. But this one's in pristine shape, and I'm sellers in the UK. Super cool guy. I just I can't justify the spend. He's asking a little much. I'm not saying it's not worth it. It's just more than I want to personally spend on that specific piece. Come on, I need a parking spot. Make the magic happen here. Come on. And I need some breakfast too. So I'm going to go in here. This is not the dealer that I'm pulling my Gambit on. Different one. But I like this dealer too. I'm going to see if we can't pull a rabbit out of a hat on this one. Alright, that's all I have to say about Christopher Ward watches at this time. They're a worthwhile brand. They're worth checking out. Especially if you're looking for something that has that semblance of a Submariner diver. I mean, if you were going to go for one that's not a... If you're looking for a Steinberger... Steinberg? Is it Steinberg or Steinberger? One's the guitar, the other's the watch. I'm talking about the watch. Then this is an excellent alternative to it and readily available. You can still get these Mark I logos for $450, $500. And this is the case where you need to be hunting ebay.co.uk natively. The best CW watches are coming out of the UK, which means they won't automatically show up on the US eBay website, especially if the seller is not immediately set up to ship to the US. I write the seller, I'm like, hey, I would like to buy your watch, I'll pay your price. I'm in the US, would you please consider shipping to me? 9 times out of 10, they'll do it. And as long as you're nice and polite, say, hey, would you hook me up? Especially if you have a decent eBay feedback rating, they'll do it. And the best ones are coming out of the UK. So there is another eBay shopping tip for you. All right, I will try and post the results of this little trip in a future video. All right, hope you enjoyed this little hobby of ours. Enjoy your day. All right, take care. Bye.